Okay, let's keep going. Number 21 says, given the inequality -5 is greater than or equal to 3/15, determine if the point -2 is part of the solution set. So we can do it a couple of different ways. I think the easiest way, again, is just to replace my x with the given value and see what happens. So if I have -5 times -2 is greater than or equal to 3/15, and then -5 times -2 would be a +10. And that says +10 is greater than 3/15. Well, this is a whole number, and this is less than 1. So yes, this definitely would be a true statement. So that means yes, 2 was a solution. Number 22 says we need to solve for e. So if you'll notice, we have more than one variable in here. So we cannot put this on the calculator. We have to solve it by hand. If I'm wanting solving for e, then I need to isolate the variable e. So I'm going to highlight that for us. So this is what I want to stay, and everything else needs to go to the other side. So I will get rid of this term first. So I'm going to subtract 4y from both sides. So 4y minus 4y, that is gone. It's leaving my 3e. And then I have 5 plus 2w minus 4y. None of these terms are like terms. They all have either they don't have a variable or they have a different variable. So I'm just simply going to write them. And our last step is to get e by itself. I just divide by 3. So my 3's cancel, and essentially what you see right now is your answer. So I'm going to rewrite that. So we have the e equals 5 plus 2w minus 4y, and all of that will be over 3. Okay, number 23, it says solve for x. If you'll notice that x is the only variable we have in here, so we can do this on the calculator under insolve. So I'm going to flip to the calculator, and then we'll finish that problem there. Okay, so number 23, let me see if I can write the problem on here. Hang on. Here we go. Number 23, I'm going to write it right here. It was 0.2x plus 1.2 equals 0.3x minus 5.1. Okay, so to recall that we're going to put this into insolve and see what we can get. So we're going to go to Scratchpad. So we'll go to A. And from there we go to Menu, and then Algebra, and Numerical Solve. So I need to type in 0.2x plus 1.2 equals 0.3x minus 5.1. And remember, when we're doing insolve, we need to have comma and whatever the variable is. In this case, it's an x, so comma x at the end. And then when I hit enter, there's my answer. So for number 23, our answer is going to be 63. So let's go ahead and write that on here. So x is equal to 63. Okay, number 24, we're solving for p. Again, if you'll look at your problem, we only have a p in there. We don't have different variables. So again, we can do this on insolve. So let me get the calculator up here. And I'm going to write the problem up here again for us so we have it. Sorry, here we go. All right, so we have 3p plus 2 over 4 equals -4. Okay, so let's type that into the calculator. Again, remember we're going to go to Menu, and then Algebra, and Numerical Solve. So to do a fraction, we can do a couple of different things, but I'm just going to do Control Divide to get my fraction bar there. Then I'll have 3p plus 2 in the numerator, and in the denominator I'm going to have 4. arrow over, hit equal, and it's going to equal a -4. And remember, we need a comma, and this time our variable is p, so we'll put a comma p there, and then we can hit enter, and our answer came out to be -6. So let's put the our paper back up. And so here p is going to be equal to a -6. Okay, let's look at number 25. Let me get rid of this. Number 25 is asking us to solve for y. Again, if you'll notice, y is the only variable I have. So again, I can put this into insolve. So let me get this off the board. Okay, let me pull the calculator up again. Oh, sorry. And again, let me write the problem out there. It is 1/2 y plus 5 equals 9. So if we again go to Menu, Algebra, and Numerical Solve. Again, I need a fraction, so Control Divide. 1 is the numerator, 2 is my denominator. I'm going to arrow over for my y, and then plus 5 equals 9. This time my variable is y, so we're going to do Control Y, and then hit enter, and we end up with a +8. So here we will say y equals a +8. Okay, looking at 26, it says solve for w. Do you see any other variables in there besides w? Nope, I don't either, so that means we can go ahead and put it in the calculator under insolve. So let's try it one more time. I'm going to clear my scratch pad, so I'm going to go to Doc and then B to clear that off. There we go. All right, so now we can go to Menu, and then again, Algebra and Numerical Solve. And let me write the problem up here real quickly. It was 5 plus 3 parentheses w plus 2 equals 7 plus 4w minus w. Okay, so now in solve, I just need to type 5. Sorry, let's try that again. Here we go. Let's see if we can do it. Nope. Oh, I see what's happening. Okay, hang on just a second. Okay, let's try this again. 5 plus 3 parentheses w plus 2, close my parentheses, equals 7 plus 4w minus w. And then my variable is w, so it'll be a comma w. Now I want you guys to look how many parentheses we have here, because we have a parentheses at the beginning and at the end. Those come up when we do insolve. But look at my equation. I have a parentheses in my equation, so I should also have another parentheses in my equation down here. So make sure that you have all of that your whole entire equation inside your parentheses so that you don't get an error message. And when I hit enter, it tells me I have no solution found. So let's go back to our paper. And I want to make sure that we remember why we have no solution found. So if I do this by hand, that means I'm going to distribute to eliminate my parentheses. So I will have 5 plus 3 times w is 3w, and 3 times 2 is 6, equals, and then I have 7 plus 4w minus w. Our next step would be to combine like terms. So on the left I have 5 plus 6, which I can combine, so I'll have 3w plus 11 equals, and on the right hand side I have 4w minus 1w, which gives me 3w, and then plus 7. Then if I attempt to move the w's to one side, I will subtract 3w from the right, and I will subtract 3w from the left. And when I do that, 3w minus 3w, this is gone and it leaves 11. 3w minus 3w also gone on the right and it leaves 7. So it canceled out my variables and it just leaves me two numbers. If the two numbers are different from each other, that means we have no solution. If the two numbers were the same, that would mean we have infinitely many solutions. So you need to be very careful in this and make sure you understand. This means no solution. If I had 11 equals 11, or if I'd had 7 equals 7, that would be infinitely many solutions. Okay, so just make sure you know which one you have. All right, let's look at number 27. It says, write an expression to represent the perimeter of the polygon. Remember to find the perimeter of any figure we're adding all the sides. So on this polygon, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. So if I add, I'm going to have x plus 4. There's one side. I'll have 2x plus 3. There's another side. I have x minus 1 is another side. And my last side I have is 3x plus 5. So there are my 4 sides. We are supposed to add them together. So I'm going to put plus signs between here. And then we can add our like terms. Now let's make sure we see our like terms. Here's an x value. Here's another x value. Here's another x value. And here's another x value. So if we add those up, I have 1x plus 2x. That gives me 3x plus another 1x. So we're up to 4x plus another 3x. So now we have 7x. All right. And so then let's look at what else we have. We have a number, so a plus 4 and a plus 3, a minus 1, and a plus 5. Okay, so if I have 4 plus 3, that's 7, minus 1 is 6, and then 6 plus 5, we're going to have a total of 11. So this is my expression that represents the perimeter of this polygon. Okay, you guys, study this evening, and good luck on your test tomorrow.